one of Kip's clips. So actually something a wee bit interesting happened, and I thought my 2 cents in this or whatnot. So I thought I would throw my thoughts in the ring. So the Wagner boss is dead. Apparently, because the Western press reported, that social media reported that it was definitely his plane because of the registration. Nothing fishy going on there. You know, I don't know about yous, but every time a plane crashes, the first thing you hear on the press is them talking about how the registration was definitely from that plane, and we know this because of social media. Makes perfect sense, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Makes perfect sense. Also, as well, Putin, we're led to believe, must be a complete dumbass. I mean, if Putin done this, Putin might as well have just walked down the street with the world's cameras on him and put a bullet in this guy's head in front of the world's press. Right? Because we're led to believe if Putin really done this, I mean, it's so obvious, it's too obvious, right? So let's think outside the box. Whatever happened with this so-called coup happened. Who knows what really happened? I don't think we'll ever know. Has been preyed upon. In my opinion, this is what I think. This is what I see happen. That event has been preyed upon by the West, who has now killed this guy in a way that makes it look so obviously like Putin, that all his troops are now vowing revenge on Putin. Right, so I don't know about yous. The Ukraine war is over. It's over. Do you see it on the press getting mentioned anymore? Why is that? Must be winning, eh? The West must be doing so well with their proxy Ukraine army against Russia. That's why they're running it so thoroughly right now. Or is it because they're not? It's either a quagmire or they're getting their ass handed to them. One of the two. Certainly are not winning. Or are they now? Well, so my suggestion is that this plane coming down, if indeed it was the Wagner boss's plane, if he hasn't been shipped off to another location, because I don't think his body's been confirmed. I don't even know if the plane's been confirmed, but it's true because it was on social media, the registration. I think it was the West. I think it's the West that's done this to make it look like Putin, to try and bring him down from within. For me, that's the most obvious fucking. That's what's staring me in the face, not fucking Putin doing this. Putin doing that is not only too obvious, it's laughable. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the Wagner folk might actually, hopefully will, see through it as well. So anywho, that's what I'm saying. I don't know whether there's other people daring to suggest that, who knows. But certainly not the Western press, because the Western press is under the thumb of the Western intelligence services. For obvious reasons, the Western intelligence services, well, they're either just toeing the line through patriotic duty, or if they don't toe the line because of patriotic duty, I'm sure the intelligence services, their internet history and boom shakalaka, they'll toe the line. So I think it's the West that's facilitated the downing of this plane. Whether it was the Wagner boss's plane, who knows? Whether the Wagner's boss was on it, who knows? Whether the Wagner boss is in cahoots with the West and has been put on Epstein Island, if that still exists. Or have they got a new one now? Who knows? But it's interesting times, and I thought that was a very interesting event. So I wanted to throw my 2 tuppence worth in. So thanks for watching BoobTubes. If you did like that wee alternative view from alternative media, not GB News or rhymer repeaters on the BoobTubes, stick a wee thumbs up and write us a comment if you want to stick your 2 tuppence worth in. Now, I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, right? there's a new thing on the boob tubes that says I can invite people, add a guest. So I'm going to see. I don't know whether I went off there or didn't. Anywho's, stay tuned. I'll muck about with this and see if I can do some other broadcasts. Aye, but stick a wee thumbs up, right, as a wee comment or whatnot if he's fancy. And aye, let me know what you think is going on. Tex-Mex, how you doing, Tex-Mex? So aye, Tex-Mex, what do you think's going on? Do you think it was Putin that shot this guy down? Or do you think it could be the West, a Western operation to ferment discontent within Putin's regime? To bring it down from within. Anywho, I'm doing the off, folks. So you have a good Thursday and stay tuned. Have you seen the video of Putin saying that he doesn't forgive traitors? I have not, mate. Was it words out his own mouth? Right. That's the first question. Was it in Russian and then translated? Second question, right? Because lost in translation, right, or deliberately lost in translation is very real. And it's very easy to take one language, translate it into another. It's all over Telegram. Well, mate, like more recently, what have we seen? We've seen AI able to mimic voices, mimic faces, and this is the shit that fucking amateurs are doing on YouTube. This is the shit trolls and all that are doing on YouTube for shits and giggles, right? So I'm not saying he didn't do it. I'm not saying Putin is this or that or the other, right? Like he's no more or less a gangster than the Western leaders, I would dare to suggest. Right? I know he's getting painted as the new Hitler right now, but he's getting painted as the new Hitler because we need a new Hitler, we need a new enemy because he's the enemy because we're fighting him in Ukraine. The West is at war with Russia in Ukraine. Prior to that, the West was at war with Russia in Syria. Russia beat the West inside Syria. Russia right now has either got the West in a quagmire or beaten the West inside Ukraine. That's why, now I don't know outside the UK, I don't watch that much news anymore, if any. I see it in passing and I can only last in small bursts before I need to turn it off. But the Ukraine war's disappeared for the news cycle in the UK. I can only surmise it's the same in the Western world, right? Because the news cycle is very similar in the Western world. We have brown people on boats, American have Mexicans, right? It's just very similar, same tactics, same way of poking people with a stick. Different characters needed. You know, Americans have the Mexicans, as I said, and we have our brown people on boats. So like, Putin may or may not said that. Let me have a wee say. It's all over Telegram. Telegram has text translation. Putin was being interviewed and said it. Mate, I'm not denying that. I'm not saying he did or didn't say. Oh, hold on, shit. I gotta get rid of that. He did or didn't say anything like that, right? I'm pretty sure. Was it took out of context, right? There's another suggestion. There's another possibility, right? I'm pretty sure you could find maybe not the royal family. They don't say so much, but people, but members of the British Parliament, the House of Lords, so on and so forth. I guarantee if you ask them the right questions, you could say them saying we wouldn't tolerate traitors. Probably see it in the army. The army wouldn't tolerate traitors. The royal family wouldn't tolerate traitors, but you wouldn't find them saying it. But I'm dare saying lots of walks of life in the UK and in America. You certainly get them saying they don't tolerate traitors. Look at fucking the rhetoric they said about Julian Assange. Right? So again, in the context, was he saying in context with the Wagner boss? There's just so many if, buts, and maybes, right? And who was the last Hitler, right? The last Hitler was what's his name again? Assad. Right? Assad was getting painted as the last Hitler. He was gassing people with this and that and the other, right? That was just the Punch and Judy fucking theatre of war show put on by both sides to win the hearts and minds of people without firing a bullet. So now Assad isn't Hitler, now Putin's Hitler. But if you think about it, the war in Syria was a war against the West and Russia. And the war in Ukraine is a war of the West against Russia. Anywho, I'm going to do the off, y'all. You have a good afternoon. If you did appreciate that, stick a wee thumbs up, subs up, all the rest of it. Stay tuned, y'all. Catches.